Well, there you have the scene. 72,000 people here at Ellis Park, the most modern stadium in South Africa, and some people say the most modern in the world, and they're jam-packed. Everyone in an individual seat, and they're enjoying a very rousing curtain raiser between the Transvaal Quaggers and the Taldakers, similar sort of offshoots like the Barbarians at a slightly lower level. But we're anticipating what should be a tremendous game of rugby football. As you know, there are a few changes. We'll come to those later, but in the meantime, Hugh Bladen, former first 5/8 for Transvaal and Junior Springboks. Oh, there's the teams. Let's have a look at them. 4 changes. Robbie Deans in for Crowley. Wayne Smith at the first 5/8 situation. Steve McDowell coming in for the very experienced previous guy. And Alan Wetton coming in for Mark Shaw. So quite a change. And John Ashworth out of the side after many, many caps. And a side that played very well indeed. The individuals, Wetton and McDowell, played very well in Potchefstroom the other evening. There's the Springbok side, unchanged from last time, with little Garth Wright, who did so well in his first game at halfback last test, and for the rest, the same pack of forwards entirely. And we're looking forward again to the struggle for the loose ball between Bartman, Small and Breert against the experience of Jock Hobbs, Murray Mexted and Alan Wetton. So Hugh Bladen, I think everything's set for quite a game.
Yes, well, I was talking to Murray Mexted the other night, and he was saying that they are certainly not going to go down lightly. The feeling here in South Africa is if the Springbok backs had played with the New Zealand forwards, then it would have been an annihilation. And the New Zealand, I think their backs have been a little disappointing on this tour. Just talking about the changes, Robbie Deans has come in for Kieran Crowley to do the kicking work because they thought that Wayne Smith would be more creative in the outside first 5/8 position. Wayne Smith, who has not played in a test on this tour, he's come in for Grant Fox, who's done extremely well. Grant Fox is the second top scorer on the tour, 62 points he scored, and he scored 36 points in the test matches, but it was just felt that Wayne Smith with his Canterbury teammates outside him would do extremely well and create a little bit more openings for some superb ball that the forwards have been laying up for them. The forwards really have got the rolling ball game magnificently. I sat next to Murray Pierce at a dinner the other evening. We had salt cellars, pepper cellars, we had the glasses, we had the bottle of wine, and we were moving them around, and Murray was trying to explain to me just why and how so superbly the New Zealand forwards control the ball. So the scene is really set for a magnificent game. 72,000 people here. They use this game for soccer as well, and they packed the stadium for soccer, but only about the second time that this ground has really been jam-packed to the rafters for a rugby football match. So should be a great game, Chick.
Yes, and the change is very interesting. The controversy as to whether to play Wayne Smith, who certainly had a very good game indeed against Western Transvaal the other day. It looks as though he has that ability to cut the line, and of course having his teammates with him, the other chaps who play for Canterbury in Warwick Taylor, Victor Simpson and Craig Green, with Robbie Deans at fullback, who knows how to come in and how to combine. And I think he will make a very big difference as far as the attacking potential of this team is concerned. There, as we had last match, a little bit of the fun of the fair. There is the referee, Mr. Ken Rowlands from Wales. His other chap you saw in picture was John Robbie, who's just captained the Quagga side in the curtain raiser. There is John Robbie in the background there, played for Ireland and the British Lions, and coming back, playing pretty well. And there's, we don't have to tell you who that is. Ignatius Buerta, known as Nas. And there, look how serious they were. Steve McDowell coming down. Look how serious they're looking. Gary Wetton and Murray Mexted. Mike Clamp, who's played more games than any other player on the tour. He's had 8 games. And any moment from now, you'll hear a really big roar as the teams come onto the field. Scott Berger, there's Louis Moolman. There's Gert Small. The scrum half right. Marco Reinach. That's Johan Kiernes, the fullback. And here they come onto the field, led by Jock Hobbs. They try to keep the players off the field, but it's so jam-packed, a lot of the people are actually sitting on the field. They put chairs on the field, especially for a lot of the New Zealand supporters who came in at a late stage. And we could have a slight delay at the start of this game while they clear the field of all the enthusiasts. And that was a request in Afrikaans for everyone please to leave the field. I'm sure they don't include the players and the referee, but they are clearing the field, and they can almost feel the tension. It's here on the far side, bright sunshine. It was, they had the Comrades Marathon from Pietermaritzburg to Durban this morning, and it was 28 degrees there at 11 o'clock this morning. 11,000 runners running. And what are we going to get? The haka. Hika Reid in the middle. And what a climax to the build-up for this great game. Meantime, Naspers has been having a chat with his players, trying to give them that little bit of last-minute motivation. Mr. Rowland's ready. Sir Rowland saying to the New Zealanders, are you ready? And any moment we begin. There he says, go! And look at this first furious ruck. You hear through the ground camera the first words of the referee, stamping his authority on this game right from the very beginning. And Andrew Donald, will he win his first scrum? It's being held next head, back to Donald, and right chasing Donald, ball spatting loose, and there goes Carl du Plessis, and good work by Mike Clamp just to get his foot to it in time. That's Garth Wright, fired with enthusiasm. He was so quickly on his opposite number there.
Well, Garth Wright, of course, is very quick. He ran in a celebrity street race the other day over 500 meters and left Carl du Plessis by about 20 meters.
First line out of the game, Uli Schmidt tapped back. Garth Wright slipped in, I think, as he took that ball. And there's the drive from these All Black players. The referee says that ball is dead. That's Frans Erasmus, big number 1. Piet Creer, number 3. Cat Small, number 7. Andrew Donald, about 15 meters from his own try line. Garth Wright shadowing him, and probably the right thing to do to kick himself there. Murray next did in photo. Andrew Donald behind him there. That is the 22-meter line. Tapped back by Scout Burger. Murray Mexhead coming through very quickly with Alan Wetton. Garth Wright. And that's out of Frans Erasmus. And I think the referee said a forward pass. Frans Erasmus, that muscle man from right down in the south area on the coast, southwestern districts, but not northern Transvaal. Andrew Donald. And he ran into Val Bartman there.
Well, the All Blacks are just keeping this ball very close to the scrum at the moment and having a little trouble in getting it away. The quick heel, Murray Mexted holding the ball up, and Andrew Donald just a little unsettled as to when he's going to get the ball.
There's a good shove by the New Zealanders there. Naspers, the first time he gets the ball, and so not a bad up and under. Testing one for Robbie Deans, and he got man and ball at the same time. Jaco Reinach, but there's offside, the referee says. Offside, asking the New Zealanders if they want the kick or the scrum. That's Val Bartman, who I think is the man who was offside. And the New Zealanders opting for a scrum from the position from where Naspers kicked that ball. That's the halfway line on the left. And foot up, he says. Free kick, not a penalty. And Jock Hobbs getting the explanation from the referee. And will Naspers try a long-range drop kick?
the New Zealanders are certainly getting ready to charge.
And has he got the distance? No, the referee very quick to get in position, but did it go just underneath the bar?
Just underneath the bar.
So Nasbuda perhaps just lifting his head. It's a position from where he certainly has kicked goals in the past. And Wayne Smith with his first kick of the game. Up there was Gary Wetton, but Pete Greer took it. Pass right round the blind side. And Craig Green managing just to get a boot to it to kick it out. That's Louis Moorman, number 2 in the line-out for the Springboks. Jannie Breert tapping it down. That's Louis Moorman with it. Skalkberger. And Frans Erasmus coming around with it. Nasbuda. And Johnny Gerber looking for support. He had Uli Smith there, but robbed he was. And a good kick by Wayne Smith. Difficult one for Johan Kiernes. The ball, a beautiful kick by Wayne Smith. Golly, that went about 60 meters. There he is, Wayne Smith. So from the Springboks being right on the attack, it's now the New Zealanders on the attack. As you can see, that's the Springbok 22-meter line. And that's Skalkberger. Stands number 4, but it's a 5-man line out, and good work by Gary Wetton there, driving forward. Andrew Donald, not a great pass, and a drop goal attempt by Wayne Smith, just to the right of the posts.
And that drop wasn't that far off, actually. Wayne Smith danced himself into a lovely position to kick the drop, moved very quickly, and the ball, in fact, shaved the upright.
So Nasbuda waiting for another ball. That ball went right over the dead ball line. He gets another ball from the ball boy. See how far back he goes. He's almost 15 meters in from the opposite touchline. Lets the ball hang. Well taken. Here's the all-black power. Gary Knight going in there. Big number 3.
That penalty given for the Springboks coming in on the wrong side of that maul.
And this is certainly a kickable one. Robbie Deans has indicated he's going to go for the posts. And he's going to kick from about 10 meters behind the Springbok 22-meter line. And probably about 6 meters in from the far touchline.
Well, Robbie Deans is the highest scorer on the tour. He's kicked 11 penalty goals and 12 conversions. But early on in the tour, his kicking let him down rather badly in the Transvaal game. He didn't kick particularly well. But the last 2 games against the South African Barbarians and again Potchefstroom the other night, he certainly seems to have got his swing right.
Yes, against the Barbarians, it was 8 out of 8 went over. Hugh Bladen and I are both on that invitation committee. Maybe we should have picked a stronger side here. Anyway, here we go. Very important kick. It's hanging nicely. Wait for it. Yes, it's there. 3 points to 0. The New Zealanders are in the lead. So they've taken the lead in the same manner as they've had in the other tests. 7 minutes gone. And the penalty by Robbie Deans. And psychologically a very important kick to get ahead. And Hayden in the thick of it there, tapping it back. Mika Reid waiting for it, but Springboks with it. Val Bartman, helped by Jannie Breert. Bert Small is there too. And there's a bit of a fist fight. By golly, that really was. Gary Knight was in there. And the referee calling the 2 of them. Gary Knight, there seemed to be a real fist fight between the 2 of them. And the last blow struck by a guy in a green jersey.
Well, that's Gert Small there, and Gary Knight, I think, got quite a smart smack there.
And very difficult to decide.
It looks like the referee has actually told him to go and cool off.
Well, now that's something I have never seen before. Has he sent them off, Hugh? He must have sent them off the field.
I can't understand. They've gone off the field.
And we know there is no cooler system in South African rugby. In our lower grades of rugby, we have a cooler, and a player can be sent behind the posts to stay there and cool off. But it looks very much as if they've both been actually sent off the field. Anyway, play's going on, and that was Warwick Taylor who kicked that ball, being chased by Johan Kunis, and it's a very good kick indeed.
Well, that is quite amazing. Gert Mullen and Gary Knight are both standing on the open side of the field on the touchline, both looking a little perplexed, and I'm not quite sure whether they've actually been sent off or been told just to cool down on the touchline for a few minutes.
Well, normally when they're sent off, they go to the showers, don't they? And they have to go to the dressing room and get changed, take no further part in the game. But here's a four-man line-out and a penalty for obstruction in that line-out, and the referee pointing to Murray Mexted, and a penalty to the Springboks. So we'll have to try and pick up who has gone into the front row for the New Zealanders. One would imagine it would probably be Alan Wetton. But we haven't seen a scrum at close quarters since that incident. For the Springboks, obviously it's easier because there's Gert Smal, who is a flank forward. So it'll mean Jannie Breed just has to move from number 8 to flank forward. Reid to throw in just outside the New Zealanders 22. Good tap back, Andrew Donald. It's Warwick Taylor missing out a man to Robbie Deans, and Robbie Deans managing to bounce it in the field of play before it goes out on the far side. And we've had in this match 10 minutes. And the New Zealanders leading 3-0. That penalty goal by Robbie Deans after 7 minutes. Willie Schmidt to throw in. Taken by Louis Moolman. Cartwright, Nasbuerta. And there's another up and under. That must have been practiced. Robbie Deans in a difficult situation just outside his own 22, but well taken there. All Blacks getting in, and a penalty to the Springboks for killing that ball, preventing it coming out of that loose ruck.
Well, Jock Hobbs obviously not too happy about that, but I think just getting the explanation from the referee and the All Blacks, the New Zealanders going over the top of that ruck.
And I think it was Alan Wetton who was the man who took the ball and hung on to it. And Nasbuerta with a very straightforward penalty. Playing in front and about 25 metres out. And that is 3 points all. There you can see it at 11 minutes gone, and each side has scored a penalty goal, one by Robbie Deans, one by Nasbuerta. And still those two players, Gary Knight and Gert Smal, standing in isolation off the field of play. Robbie Deans to kick off. For Piet Clear. Good kick by Cartwright. Cartwright has done pretty well so far. Well to the back, Murray Mexted. Well taken by Alan Wetton. He can read the last man in, try to get possession for his side. Once Erasmus saw the referee coming around the other side of the scrum and went back behind to get in from the backs of that loose ruck.
Well, that was the reason why the New Zealanders picked Alan Wetton, was for more the possession at the back of the line-out. The Springboks with big Gert Smal and Jannie Breed have been winning quite a lot at the back of the line-outs, and Alan Wetton took that very well indeed. And there the penalty given to New Zealand for the players, the front row, pulling down in the scrum. Well, I think they've definitely, those players have just been sent to the cooler because they're both standing there. I saw Gert Smal just keeping warm, and he's trotting around now, so I think that they are actually in the cooler situation, Chick.
Yes, that's the only thing I can think of, but I thought we were playing the international laws, which don't provide for the cooler system, but it's quite possible the tour agreement did allow that we can have the cooler. The cooler simply means that if a player is guilty of an infringement, he's sent off the field for 10 minutes. They normally stand behind the goalposts, but the referee not insisting on it on this occasion. Well, here's a chance for Robbie Deans to put his side into the lead. He's kicking from the Springbok 10-metre line and about 10 metres in from the grandstand touchline. A very good view of it from here. See the score in the background, the Cavaliers with a K, which is the Afrikaans spelling. Springboks 3, Cavaliers 3. What'll it be in 5 seconds' time? No, it's going to be the same score, and the ball goes over the dead ball line. Robbie Deans.
And the referee is bringing the 2 misdemeanors off the side of the field. I suppose an embarrassing moment for both of them, really, standing in front of 70,000 people, not taking part in the action.
Right, that is Gary Knight back on the field, Gert Smal back on the field, both sides at full strength. Robbie Deans with an awkward bouncing ball there. Changed his mind at the last minute and kept it in play. Under it is Gert Krier, the front ranker, and well taken by him to Karel du Plessis, who's tackled by Mexted immediately, and loose ruck to the Springboks. Back it goes, and Michael du Plessis took it Gerber. That's out to Reinach, well tackled. Back to Gerber. All he could do with the kick there, and he's got his touch. Ronnie Gerber, who scored 15 tries in Test match rugby. That is a record for the Springboks. He actually had the record before the last Test with 14. He beat Gary Germershuis's 13, and then he scored one in the last Test in 1915. There's Andy Hayden getting ready for the jump. Hickory to throw in. And back in the line out. Once again, it was Alan Wetton. Very good jump. Donald to Smith. And there's Smith giving the Springboks a bit of their own medicine. Good up and under. Warwick Taylor's right up there. Taken by Mexted. And Mexted's very close to scoring. Just hauled down a few metres short. In goes Hickory to try and get the second phase ball. And a penalty to the New Zealanders against the Springboks for preventing that ball coming out of that ruck. Very good work though by Murray Mexted. He really went like a train.
Well, there's Uli Schmidt, who was the one who came in on the wrong side of the ruck. Mexted very nearly went through there, and Johan Hiernes, who was the Springbok fullback waiting under that up and under, is receiving attention.
So here
we see it again here, where Johan Hiernes goes, what's a quick follow-up from Warwick Taylor, then the ball will bounce loose, and Murray Mexted coming up. Johan Hiernes and Mexted very, very nearly went through there. He's just scragged by the collar there by Uli Schmidt. As the ball come out, Uli Schmidt, who's at the back of that ruck, was started to play the ball. And meanwhile, number 15 for South Africa, Johan Hiernes, seems to be okay.
And here's a gift penalty for the New Zealanders. Penalty given bang in front of the posts. Well, just to about a metre to the left of the left-hand upright. And it was given about 6 metres out. Robbie Deans will take it back as far as he likes. 3-all the score. 16 minutes gone. It's very big, 72,000 crowd. Quiet, hushed. Waiting for the 6-3 score, and there it is. 16 minutes gone, and it is 1 penalty to the Springboks, 2 penalties to the New Zealanders. And Robbie Deans will be feeling very happy with himself. 2 out of 2. Couldn't do better than that. And the sun making it very awkward for our cameras here. That's good work by Gary Wetton. Referee waiting for advantage from that initial knock-on, and there it is. Botha, long pass, a bad pass to Gerber by Michael du Plessis, and who's going to get this loose ball? Gerber gets it, and good second phase. Garth Wright, and not a bad kick by the little scrum half. Will it go out? No, it hasn't gone out. Taken by Craig Green. Lost Botha under it. Nearly got into a bit of a muddle with Hiernes. And will the referee say it's a knock-on? Yes. Difficult one for Wayne Smith. It came very hard at him.
And in fact, I think Nas Botha certainly didn't hit that kick where he intended to. And if Wayne Smith had caught it, it could have been a difficult situation for South Africa. Very often these days, the referee will blow that as not as a knock-on because it seemed to hit him in the chest.
And Garth Wright, back to Botha. There's a reverse pass. Michael du Plessis kicking, but not very well, directly into touch. So back they come for a scrum, for a line out opposite where he kicked. Rather peculiar movement there. This line out is about 5 meters inside the Springboks half of the field. Every policeman in town has volunteered to be at the game today. It gives them a good seat. Taken for the Springboks there, and there's Simpson, Victor Simpson, so nearly through a gap there. And Warwick Taylor set him up pretty well with a nice pass.
Penalty to the Springboks again for going over the top of that ruck, preventing it from coming out.
Very Mexted going back, and Nas Botha is going to try a prodigious kick here. Gosh, if he gets this, it'll be amazing. It's 11 meters inside his own half of the field, and I haven't noticed any wind at all.
I think, if anything, there is a very, very slight breeze, which may be in Nas Botha's favour. But it's quite interesting. On the far side of the field, there is a balloon, and it's suspended off a rope, or it's been held down by a rope, and it's absolutely dead vertical.
Well, and there's Nas's kick. I think he might have the legs. No, it's to the right, and perhaps just short.
Well,
so 6-3, 2 penalties to 1, and Wayne Smith it is. Under it is Skalkberger coming through very quickly. Gary Wetton, Garth right now to Nas Botha. Another drop goal attempt. This looks a better one. Wait for it. Referee well in position. Nas looking very disconsolate there. He certainly hit it well. It had all the length, but not quite the direction. And Donny Gerber with it from the kick out. And he's got Victor Simpson to get past. Val Bartman with it now. Jannie Breert looking for support. They want second phase. They want to get it back now. Gert Smal going in. And here it is, the second phase. Donny Gerber. He had Michael du Plessis with him. And that was an interesting one. Robbie Dean's kicking, and there's Oli Schmidt with it. And the referee has spotted the touch judge's flag was up as the Springboks got that ball back, but someone put a foot into touch.
Well, the Springboks had promised to run the ball, and they certainly seem to be opening it up a little bit more than they did in the previous 3 test matches. And just need to get a bit of rhythm going.
And good tap back there to Andrew Donald. Wayne Smith under pressure from Gert Smal. Didn't kick that as he would like to.
Well, not quite as he would like to, but of course that's the consequences of the tap ball, and the New Zealanders using it quite often today.
So this line out on the New Zealanders' 22-meter line. Springbok ball. Uli Schmidt asking what is the score. He's wanting the numbers to know where to throw it. And not a very good tap, well taken by Wright. Nas Botha, Michael du Plessis reversing direction, but the pass not really a good one. And Jan Guinness to the rescue. Has he kicked it directly out into touch? No, it's gone too far over the try line. And Jan Guinness himself following up. But the right thing to do to drop it down there. Robbie Dean's not taking a chance. Slight difficulty with the very bright sun and the contrast at the moment. Difficult for our cameras. In his in-goal area, Nas Botha. In his 22 area, rather. And has he found touch? Murray Mexted is there, but a beautiful kick by Nas Botha. Mexted did his best to grab it and keep it in play, but it had all the legs to get out. That's the 22-meter line of the New Zealanders, just behind the line out there. Louis Moorman, keep clear behind him. Skalkberger with a headband. Tap back there, well taken by Garth Wright. Nas Botha missing out a man, and that's out to Guinness. on the wing position, but he ran into trouble. Victor Simpson was there, and that ball grabbed by Warwick Taylor, but it's going to go over the try line, and Jannie Breedt's got plenty of time. Good covering there by Jannie Breedt.
Yes, nice cover by Jannie. He's really had quite a good series. Interesting to see the Springbok loose forwards working in far more cohesion than they certainly did in the first 2 test matches.
Osborne with a long drop out. That's caught Robbie Deans a little bit out of position there. And he's outside his 22. What's he going to do with it? There's that tactic they use in Pretoria, kicking it right down the centre of the field and forcing the 22 dropout. Jonas has an option. Will he run up and kick it? No, he's going to go for touch. And probably better in a way to get the line out than the 22 dropout.
Quite interesting to see very little follow-up from the New Zealanders. I think they thought the ball was going to go dead.
26-71.
There's the line-out call coming through the ground mic, showing the players where it's going to go. Jock Hobbs, number 7, who tapped it back to Alan Wetton, number 6. And Alan Wetton's done very well this afternoon in the line-outs. He had an absolutely storming game in Potchefstroom last Tuesday and played himself into the side ahead of Mark Shaw. So he is number 6 in his back. Twin brother of Gary Wetton, number 5. The scrum midway between the Springbok 22 and the halfway line. Garth Wright held there by Jannie Breedt, and penalty for offside. Clever work there. Jannie Breedt, I think, just saw out of the corner of his eye the marauding flank forwards coming offside, held it in, and that is a tremendous
That is
kick.
a brilliant kick. Absolutely brilliant kick by Narsbotha into touch about 5 meters from the New Zealand line. Wonderful punt.
It was so far it actually went over the head of Robbie Dean, so I don't think felt Nas could kick that far. So this line out no more than 3 or 4 meters from the New Zealanders line, but it is their throw-in. Hickory getting the line out call so that all the New Zealanders know exactly where this ball is going. Taken again by Alan Wetton. Very good work by him. Andrew Donald taking no chances, doing the kicking himself there. Probably the right thing to do. At least the New Zealanders have got the next line out about 19 meters away from their try line, but it is the Springboks to throw in, and now they will know where the ball is going to land, and the New Zealanders, not knowing that code signs, will have to guess. William Millman trying to tap it back. And second phase up, goes to down the line, Gerber, Jacob Reinach, he's got Hiernis there with him. Hiernis is outside him, and on the inside there is a couple of Springboks. Hiernis a long pass out there to Donnie Gerber. What will he do now? The kick ahead, I think it's gone too far. Murray Mixted is there, and all the time in the world for Murray Mixted to dot it down. But I think perhaps Donnie might have passed there. He had Gert Small just next to him, but a quick drop out. Difficult one for Jan Hiernis. Into Narsbotha, and is this a long-range drop goal? It's a long kick. Wait for it, and up against the uprights. Ball still in play, and Pete Creer tried to pick it up. Gert Small tried to pick it up, but it was Hickory who got in his hands first. Erasmus going in, and Erasmus, good work by him. Narsbotha, Michael du Plessis, Carlo du Plessis in the gap. This could be a try. Back inside to Hiernis, who blocked it. Bad luck picked up there by Mike Clamp, and to help is Alan Wetton, number 6. And the New Zealanders are going to win the ruck. Andrew Donald back to Wayne Smith, and they're opening it up. That's Victor Simpson, and he's got Craig Green there. Ball being chased by Warwick Taylor and Hiernis, but the ball wins the race. That's Craig Green.
Well, that was very good play by Wayne Smith there, sizing up the situation, seeing that it was a 4-3 situation, and giving his backs a little bit of room to move. Unfortunate for South Africa. Carl du Plessis went through that gap so beautifully, and a great wing that he is. Very, very rarely dies with the ball. Donnie Gerber just lifted his head as he went into the opening.
And we've had 28 minutes in this game, and it's the New Zealanders leading 6 points to 3. Louis Moorman grabbing the ball, but a penalty given. It's a free kick rather for closing up at the back of the lineup, perhaps, Hugh.
So I think that what is happening is that when we have the situation in the game of a four-man line-out, the Springboks have been using that four-man line-out to the advantage of their height, and that one was just for a bit of obstruction.
And plenty of time. Robbie Dean's there, and he's made certain. Interesting, the tactics of the four and the five-man line-out. One thing it means is that if you've got more than a metre gap in front and behind, it's impossible for anyone to lift anyone else in the line-out, and that's why the Springboks have been using it, I think, on a lot of occasions. And Willie Schmidt, gap back there. Gary Knight, Parcelman, Andy Donald. Trying to pick up Jock Hobbs. I think he knocked it forward. Referee waiting for advantage, says there is no advantage, and a scrum.
And that was a very good tackle on defence by Jannie Breert. Andrew Donald sized up the situation well. He saw the little opening, but Breert got into position on the cover very quickly.
The scrum just outside the Springbok 22. That's the 22 line in the background. And the referee says he wants them to break up and scrum properly.
You're going down. I want you square.
Could you hear that? He said, "You're going down. I want you square." And Andrew Donald, Wayne Smith, Craig Green. He's the man who scored 5 tries on this tour. Second phase to Andrew Donald. Wayne Smith, a long pass. Victor Simpson cutting in back into the forwards, as he so often does, but they're well inside the Springbok 22. And here's Smith with it again. He had Craig Green with him, and a chip into the corner puts them right on the attack.
Well, I think this is why Wayne Smith has come into this New Zealand side. It's just a situation where he just seems to react that much quicker. He's quicker through the hands, and of course he's playing with all his Canterbury teammates in the back line.
And 3 metres away, here's a four-man line-out. The Springbok forwards only 4 metres back, and the New Zealander forwards must be 10 metres back. You don't have to go back, and here's a very dangerous situation here. A scramble with 1 metre from there. Andrew Donald's going to score, I think. Andrew Donald is over. Andrew Donald, that was a bad mistake by the Springboks. It was tapped back, and it was a sort of after you Claude situation. All the Springboks waiting, and the New Zealanders getting that quick heel second phase. Andrew Donald seeing the gap.
Here we see it again. Donald seen it very well. Look for the referee, right down on his knees, perfectly positioned. But that was a strange decision, really, I think, Chick, by the South African forwards, because they were taking that short line out. The 8-man line out, I feel, would have been rather better there. There's Andy Hayden, who's, I think, taken a bit of a bump on the leg.
I think
you see it again. There's Andrew Donald, again sizing the situation up very well. Skalkberger caught off balance, and Andrew Donald, who's a powerful little guy, really put his weight behind that one, and a good score by New Zealand.
The thinking might have been, all right, it was the execution cue. Perhaps the New Zealanders have done that often on this tour. When they're 2 metres from their own line, they put in 4 forwards, which means the other 4 have to go back behind the try line, whereas the opposition forwards will be 10 metres back. So if you can get possession and hold it, then you've got immediately the extra 4 players getting into that ruck before the opposing 4 players can get in. But the ball didn't go to hand. Whether it was a badly timed jump or a bad throw-in, one can't say, but certainly it failed lamentably in the execution, and a good bit of quick thinking by the New Zealanders, and Andy Donald just seeing that gap. Now, can Robbie Deans convert this? He's kicked well so far. Kicked 2 out of 2. And no, this is hooked past the post, so it is 2 penalties and a try for 10 points to New Zealanders, to the solitary penalty for the Springboks. As you can see, 32 minutes gone, so we have 8 minutes left in this half, and the Springboks down by 3 points to 10. And under it, Alan Wetton's had a great game for the New Zealanders. Val Bartman going in, and Hickory coming away with it. Jock Hobbs, and out there to Victor Simpson. That's Craig Green with it now. And Craig Green slipping past the tackle there. Craig Green in the gap. Now Botha has him. And back inside there to Alan Wetton. They're 15 metres away. Now second phase, if they can get it. Yes, they've got it. Out to Smith. Smith looking for the gap. He's got Clamp outside him. But that's Robbie Deans. Robbie Deans caught about 12 metres short. and the next ruck they get it again. Out there on the right, this is Mike Clamp from Wellington, and look at that ruck. They want to get it a third time, but two quick second phases in succession and lovely running. That certainly was 15-man rugby.
Well, this is what we've really seen on the tour, the whole tour. They've controlled the ball so well, and yet at those vital stages, they just don't have the pace. Dani Gerber positioned himself very well on the left there, was able to stop up Michael Clamp.
Mike Clamp, who's played more games on this tour than anyone else, 8 for the New Zealanders. Last right, Nas Botha. See how quickly Wayne Smith was up on him there. Hasn't found touch. Robbie Dean's on the halfway line. Up and under, and it's an awkward one. Who's under it? Johan Heunis calling for the mark. Fair catch given.
Well, that was good play by Johan Heunis. In that situation, fullback makes it quite clear his ball.
Has he made sure of his touch? Yes, he has. Touch judge coming well inside the field of play. The touch judge, Mr. Steve Stradham, on the far side. South Africa's top referee. The other touch judge, Mr. Frank McMullen, a top referee from New Zealand, who played for the All Blacks here in 1960. And in fact scored a try in one of the tests. Referee indicating he wants that half-metre gap in the line-out. Andrew Donald, Wayne Smith, and Warwick Taylor, well tackled there. Near the halfway line. Can the Springboks get second phase? Yes, they do. And coming through very quickly was Hika Reid, Nas Botha, Franco Rasmus in the line. And he's a very strong young man. And away with it. Good work by Uli Schmidt there. Nas Botha could be a man over here. Heunis going into this. And has he got Gerber with him? No, intercept by Craig Green. Gert Smal tackling Craig Green. That's out it goes. Good pass by Michael du Plessis to his brother Karel on the halfway line, but they're running into trouble. Andy Hayden is there. Uli Schmidt with it. And the referee has said offside to the New Zealand backs, and we've got an injury as well. Could that be Craig Green, perhaps, Hugh? I was watching the ball. A
yes,
penalty has
Craig
been given
Green
about
down. But the penalty right on the centre spot for the New Zealanders, not being behind the back line in that ruck.
A very good work indeed by Craig Green, because Johan Heunis went through a gap. He had Dani Gerber outside him and Jaco Reinach outside him, and the pass from Heunis was intercepted by Craig Green. If he hadn't managed to put...
Well, here we see it again. See the work now. Watch for Uli Schmidt coming away with the ball. Springboks also a little bit indecisive as to whether they're going to kick. Run. Michael du Plessis decides to run it. Botha there. Heunis now sees the gap. Goes through very well indeed. Unfortunately for him, Craig Green inside between Gerber and Heunis's pass. Good tackling by the Springbok loose forwards, Val Bartman and Gert Smal. Again, it came back. This is a position where they were offside. You can see Murray Mexted there in an offside situation.
And the injured man, okay again, and Nas Botha, in the meantime, has got ready for his attempt goal. Just behind the halfway line. He's done it from here often before. 10-3 the score. And it's got all the legs. Is it straight? Yes. 10 points to 6. Nas Botha's second penalty. So the New Zealanders are leading by 2 penalties and a try to 2 penalties by the Springboks.
And I think an indication of the territorial situation has been very even, Chick. And we've had Nas Botha taking 3 penalties. One was a long, long way out, you'll remember. Then he had that unsuccessful drop goal attempt. And Robbie Deans, of course, also has been successful 2 out of 4. So they've both had 4 kicks at goal.
And a couple of knocks there. Referee wants to come down. Gary Knight it was coming through, knocking it forward. Referee wanting them square. That's right. You hear that coming through. Square, says the referee. Wants them square, parallel with the touchline. Steve McDowell scrumming against Pete Clear. Pass right to Botha. Another difficult put under. Murray Mexted under it. On the halfway line, taken by Jock Hobbs. Craig Green with it. Out there to Smith. Warwick Taylor. And is that a high tackle? Wait for it. Yes, a high tackle, I think, Hugh. That must be for it.
No, not. He hasn't blown for the high tackle. He's just going to have a word with Michael du Plessis. Yes, he has blown it. I thought he'd given a scrum, but he was just calling Michael du Plessis over to him. His hand was out, but it was that little finger beckoning.
So penalty for the high tackle.
And really, I think, Chick, we'll see it again here. Watch Warwick Taylor, watch Michael du Plessis coming over very quickly, and a silly penalty to give away by an international player.
So Robbie Deans with an important penalty. 10-6 is a good lead at half-time, but 13-6 is even better. His wife Penny is up in the stands watching him. She'll be proud of the way he's played today so far. Even prouder if this one goes over. Big crowd, absolutely hushed. 72,000 people, jam-packed, and they've had a good game of rugby to watch so far. 5 metres inside the Springbok half of the field, and oh, he foozled that one. And Gerber, Donnie Gerber with it.
Well, that is the sort of thing, Chick, really, that Robbie Deans did quite often in the Transvaal game, but I was saying earlier, he kicked so well in the SA Barbarians game, kicked very well last week in Potchefstroom, and that was an awful effort.
So that's the halfway line, and once again you see a 4-man line out. It's easier to see obstruction when there are only 4 men in the line out, instead in fact it's a 3-man line out. Next hit, good tap back, Donald to Smith, Taylor, and in the line is Craig Green, back inside of Jock Hobbs. And a good ruck here. They'll want the second phase with the All Blacks, and they get it. Smith going right and looking inside. Hickory is there, and Nas Botha was there shepherding the ball into touch. That's Wayne Smith, number 10, who's put a lot more punch into this New Zealander backline today, playing with his mates from Canterbury.
Wayne Smith just seems to get them across the advantage line that much quicker than does Grant Fox. But a very good tackle also there by the scrum half, Garth Wright.
And yes, New Zealanders get it again. Dummy scissors inside there, and that was Mike Clamp, picked up by Jock Hobbs. Hickory with it, has a good game, Hickory. Wayne Smith, reversing play. Warwick Taylor out on the right there, and that's Alan Wetton with it, going like a steam train, but into touch, I think. No, the referee's whistle had gone.
Forward pass.
Perhaps it might be the fact that Wayne Smith is there. His mates from Canterbury knows the play of Taylor, of Simpson, of Green, and Robbie Deans. They're all from the same province.
Well, Warwick Taylor seems to be just that bit sharper today as well.
So Springbok ball just outside there, 22. Goes right to Botha, and Nas Botha will want to get them as far away from his 22 as possible. On the stopwatch, 41 minutes have gone. And it is the New Zealanders leading by that try by Andy Donald, 2 penalties by Robbie Deans for their 10 points, and the Springboks, those 2 penalties by Nas Botha. Nas Botha also hit the upright well above the bar with the drop goal attempt. But 10-6 it is now. New Zealanders leading. It's the halfway line on the left of your screen there. Tap back by Jannie Breert. Notice Gert Small standing in the scrum half position, Louis Moolman grasping the ball. And Garth Wright says, here you are, Nas. Nas put a long raking kick down the left-hand touchline, being chased by Carlo du Plessis, but the ball, no, it hasn't gone over the try line. Reversing inside to Mike Clamp. Good covering by Mike Clamp there.
Good covering, not such good kicking.
Well, it didn't matter because that is the half-time whistle. So at half-time, it is the New Zealanders 10 points, the Springboks 6, anybody's game. We'll be back second half, but right now it is back to the studio. And here we are back for the second half of this game, and we're just about to have the kickoff. There's the referee, Mr. Ken Rowlands from Wales, and the man to kick off is going to be Robbie Deans. He says, are you ready? Springboks are ready. And there we go. Very quickly under it, and that's Alan Wetton who's had a storm again. Jock Hobbs trying to get it out, and good work by the New Zealanders out there. Jock Hobbs, Mike Clamp going for the line, going for the corner. But the cover defence caught him. He got it into Victor Simpson. It's quite a stirring start for the second half. 10 points to 6. The New Zealanders leading.
Well, that was very good play by the twins, the Wetton brothers. It was Gary who got up from the kickoff, good kickoff, and then Alan Cater taking the movement on.
Penalty there for the Springboks for coming through too quickly in that line-out. Referee is very demonstrative. He indicates every time exactly what each penalty is for. And a long one by Narsberger. Referee Mr. Steve Stradham, who has refereed international matches in Scotland and in France. He's not really the touch judge. That is Gary Knight, Lou Norman. Tidy line out. Hika Reid coming through very quickly, but the referee said knock forward. It's near the halfway line. Pass right to Nas Buerta. And gaining ground there. A lovely kick by Buerta, but not going to find touch. Over the try line. And Mike Clamp back to dot it down. Well, it bounced the wrong way for him there. He was trying to get a line out in that position from where he always likes to have a go at the post with a drop goal. Two minutes gone, second half. Lovely high ball there. Tremendous competitiveness amongst the forwards there. Both big men going for it from either side. The referee insisting on that half-metre gap between the two lines and on them players being a metre apart from each other. Scott Berger with it going back into the ruck. Val Bartman coming away with it. Out there to Uli Schmidt, who stayed in the tram lines. But Andy Hayden it was who grabbed that ball. And the All Blacks are going to get it back. They do. Wayne Smith, and a fine piece of counter-attacking play there by the big experienced Andy Hayden. Just when the Springboks looked as if they were going to get that ruck, Andy Hayden was there to grab it for his side. And a shrill blast on the whistle there for obstruction in the line-out.
Well, that's the third time the New Zealanders have been penalised for obstruction in the line-out. And the referee very strict on this law, so one wonders quite why they did. We see it again. Do you see Andy Hayden going across slightly from the outside there, and the referee very strict on it. One wonders why the players with this sort of experience should continue to transgress the laws. I think the referee probably just having a quiet word with Victor Simpson there, who was objecting to the penalty. Perfect view.
6 metres inside the New Zealanders' half of the game, and it's there. 3 penalties to Nas Buerta. Four minutes gone, as you can see, and only 1 point the difference. So 3 penalties to the South Africans and 2 penalties and a try to the New Zealanders. Quite a vital time to strike back and reduce the difference just to 1 point. And ahead of the ball, I think it was Steve McDowell perhaps, and Gary Wetton. And this New Zealand scrum looking very good with Steve McDowell and Gary Knight in the front row there. Rothwright scrum swinging this time though. And Annie Donald chasing his opposite number. Wrong way to Hughes. Michael du Plessis with not a bad kick at all. There he is, brother of Carlo du Plessis, elder brother. He's a dentist by profession. Plays for Western Province.
And I think Chicky's been timed at around about 20 seconds dead for the 200 metres.
Yes, and he's a great 400-metre athlete as well. Jaco Reinach, of course, the right wing, was present South African 400-metre record holder with 45.02, which is actually 44.8 hand-timed. And here, look at that rolling maul. There the New Zealanders really shoving back, but not a very good pass. Well taken by Smith, but he didn't get his kick in. And did Andrew Donald come from in front, mixed head. And the Springboks rolling up to this line. The referee's decided no advantage. And it must have been a Springbok knock forward because it is the New Zealanders' ball. Jannie Brett, number 8, going back there. Squirtle not looking very happy about that. Springboks lining very flat. Haven't seen any heels against the head. Not in the last 3 tests, in fact.
Wayne Smith very good to get his kick. It did shaking his head, but I think if it had gone any higher, the kick could well have been charged down.
Six minutes gone in the second half, and the score 10 points to 9. The New Zealanders leading. Springboks now lining very deep indeed. Tap back there. Good work by Gert Smal, and that is Scout Burger. Helped by Val Bartman. Blindside, Nasburda. Reversing play. They've done that before. That's Donny Gerber. He's got a man over if he can use it. He's got Carlo du Plessis. Comes on the inside. But lots of New Zealanders there and only one Springbok. John Hearn is trying to take it on with his feet. But that was magnificent cover defense there by these black-shirted New Zealanders. Donny Gerber.
Yes, and eventually it was little Wayne Smith who had to do the tackling.
But the Springboks are on the attack, as you can see. I'll say about 10 meters from their opponent's line. That's big Louis Moorman, who's a farmer, comes from northern Transvaal. A good tap back there. Andrew Donald to the rescue, and a good kick indeed. A lovely rolling kick by Andrew Donald. Has taken play a long, long way from his 22. In fact, has taken it into the Springboks half of the field. There's big Andy Hayden in the front there. Behind him, Gary Knight. Behind him, Gary Wetton. Moorman two-handed. Good pass by Wright. And as Nasburda's up and under's gone too high, not far enough forward. Under it was Alan Wetton, Andrew Donald with it, and Wayne Smith again. Robbie Deans it was. Once again, Kunis and Nasburda getting into each other's way a little bit. Craig Green challenging Buerta, but a very long kick by Nasburda there.
Well, I think this is where Nasburda has really shown that he is such a help to his fullback. He gets back. Often one says, well, shouldn't the fly half be running against him? An opposite fly half. We haven't seen Wayne Smith try to cut the line yet, but Nas to get back into that situation has to be not coming up on defense.
Line out about 8 meters inside the New Zealanders' half of the field. And they're going to get it. But a penalty to the New Zealanders for coming into the wrong side of the ruck there. We're going to take a quick one. Andrew Donald with it. Yeah, tap penalty it looks like. Andy Hayden's there, but inside to... This is an interesting movement. That's Alan Wetton. And he has had a great game. Murray Mexted. Jock Hobbs is there. There's the 3 loose forwards working ideally together. Wayne Smith. Victor Simpson. He has Mike Clamp with him. Hicka Reid. Mike Clamp. Reverse direction. Wayne Smith. And there's a good kick into the gap, but under it is Carl du Plessis. Jacques Reinach. And Jacques Reinach kicking ahead. Is he obstructed there? Wait for it. Yeah, the referee giving a penalty there for obstruction, and there's a bit of rough stuff there, unnecessary, but clearly that was obstruction. Yakarana, who is so fast, he could have overhauled his man perhaps, and he was deliberately obstructed from chasing after the kick, and had he been able to do it, he might have outpaced the opposition.
Here we see it again, the kick ahead from Yakarana. Now watch Andrew Donald, number 9, running in the way of Yakarana, and the referee picking it up. Murray Mexted back there with them, actually unnecessary, and a bit of a shoulder charge from Uli Schmidt there on Murray Mexted. That's the Springbok coach, Cecil Moss, looking a worried man at the moment.
But Nasburda could put his side ahead, 12-10. It's one he will certainly expect to get. And there it is. And the Springboks points made up of 4 penalty goals. The New Zealanders points made up of 2 penalty goals and a try. So the only try of the match coming from Andrew Donald. It's still anybody's game. Great battle between two fine packs of forwards. Robbie Deans. That's a lovely hanging ball. Louis Moorman taking it beautifully for the Springboks. Garthright saying, let me have it, please. Referee looking behind his back, see if anything is offside. Garthright, Nasburda in his 22. And very quickly on him, Jock Hobbs and Hickory.
Yes, good pressure from the New Zealand loose forwards there. Forced Buerta to cut his angle down and not get that normal prodigious distance.
Next to number 8 at the back, Jock Hobbs, who's been a very effective captain of this team. Deep line out there, and Wayne Smith with it. Dummies. So is Craig Green coming into the line. It's the second time they've tried that one. Good second phase though. Hicker Reid, and he's had a storming game as Hicker Reid, and that is McDowell. Andrew Donald, a kick ahead from Mike Clamp. Hughes is there. It's an awkward one for Hughes. And, oh, that could be carried over. Could be a 5-meter scrum. Yes, he kicked into the back of Mike Clamp, and the ball ricocheted over touch in goal. So it'll be a 5-meter scrum with the New Zealanders to put the ball in. Very dangerous situation for the Springboks. New Zealanders lining deep.
It'll be interesting to see if the Springboks swing the scrum. It's a very solid scrum by the New Zealanders. The ref wants it again.
Well, after being hooked, the scrum collapsed. He wants them to scrum in such a way they don't collapse it. A great war of attrition in the front row there. And neither side giving the other the opportunity of getting their heads down. That's better. And O'Donnell. And not in straight, says the referee. Free kick. And this will bring some very much needed respite to the Springboks. A bit of bounce back chat from one of the New Zealanders, and the penalty advanced 10 metres, and it's advanced 10 metres again. This time it was Hicker Reid who is complaining to the referee, and a quick one by the Springboks. Long one out there to Jacaranda, didn't go to hand, and Jan Kiernes with it, keeping the ball in play. Cross kick, Robbie Deans, an awkward one, and he's got to hold on now. Springboks still coming up with it. Good work by Andrew Donald. Springboks grovelling for the ball. There it is, second phase available. And Skalkberger going for the line, helped by Rasmus. But the whistle is gone. It'll be a Springbok ball. The referee said it was the New Zealanders who were responsible for the breakdown of play. Andy Hayden not looking very happy about it.
Well, Hicker Reid actually sees going to the referee. Hicker Reid very, very lucky not to be sent off the field there, because as he was going back after the referee had given the 10 metres, he actually charged into the referee.
And here's a Springbok ball, not in straight.
Quite clearly not in straight.
So the free kick to the New Zealanders, and a chance for them to get away from their try line. That's that try line in the background there, so it's only about 5 metres from their line. Robbie Deans hasn't got touch. Nasburta trying a very long-range drop goal. It's going to be woefully short, I think. No, it wasn't that short, but it was to the right of the post. And plenty of time for Robbie Deans to dot it down. .5 minutes gone in the second half. Springboks leading 12 points to 10. Under this is Louis Moorman, helped by Skalkberger. Garthright getting his kick in, Craig Green. And not a bad kick from a very narrow angle there by Craig Green. Brett tapping it back, knocked forward by Gatsmal. Yeah, Zena's ball. A lot of silly little mistakes like that. more than one expects in a match of this caliber. And trying to get in the way there was Garth Wright, but he knocked it forward.
I think the referee actually giving that scrum again because Andrew Donald ran into the referee.
And that is the New Zealanders' 10-metre line. Warwick Taylor to Smith, missing out a man, not a good pass. Mike Clamp getting a difficult ball, and Michael du Plessis trying to knock it forward, but good work by Victor Simpson. Referee says knock forward. Springbok ball. Garth Wright, 22 years old. And he's a student. By Yanni Briet, and that was being chased by Carlo du Plessis there, and good covering by Mike Clamp. Desperate situation. Ball bouncing. It would have been kind bounce for Carlo du Plessis if Mike Clamp hadn't been there. Mormon tapping it back. Garth Wright to Naas Botha. Quick one, and here's a drop goal attempt by Michael du Plessis. And it's over. Michael du Plessis, a drop goal for the Springboks. And it's not often you see him. Did he used to play fly half? He's the athlete Hugh Clayton was talking about. So that's another 3 points.
Well, we'll see it again. Watch Naas Botha. Jock Hobbs was very quick onto Naas Botha there. They had a bit of an argument beforehand. Jock Hobbs hitting Naas Botha. Michael du Plessis perfectly positioned and using the experience of a fly half to put that drop kick over.
And the score, there you have it. So still it's the New Zealanders who've scored the only try of the match. They have a try and 2 penalties to the Springboks, 4 penalties and a drop goal. And that's a high ball tapped back to Wright, who got man and ball at the same time. And I think Val Bartman took a bit of a knock there, or was it Wright? Now Garth Wright. That was a very difficult one for him. Reed and Gary Weston at the back of the line. That's interesting. Helped by his brother Alan and Mexted. Hobbs, Andrew Donald up and under. Who's under it? And Hika Reed grabbing it. And here's the rolling ball coming. No second phase. Back it goes. Warwick Taylor looking for the gap. And he's got a gap. Runs into the Springbok cover defence. Who's going to get the second phase ball here? And what does the referee say? He says it's buried. It will not come out. And it is the scrum. Andrew Donald. Andrew Donald, this is a dangerous situation for the All Blacks. And a dummy there going the other side. Warwick Taylor going blindside. But the referee said it was a knock forward. And another scrum. Andrew Donald. And there's Warwick Taylor in that same gap, but well tackled there by Yanni Briet. He ran into the cover defence. And this is dangerous as well over the left, but nearly an interception by Reinach. If he had managed to hold that, he would have run the length of the field. And the New Zealanders still in a very good attacking situation. About 12 metres from their opponent's line. And Ori Mexted going for it. And this, oh, very close. Jock Hobbs there, but good work by Garth Wright. Kiernes reversing to Botha under terrible pressure. Can he get his kick in? Yes, he managed to, but he hasn't found touch. He's found Craig Green. And a penalty. What is the ref? He's advanced at 10 metres. A penalty for offside and a bit of more lip from the New Zealanders, and once again it's been advanced another 10 metres, and discussion with the referee, and Victor Simpson is pointing out that one of his players has got an injury over on the far side. Looks like one of the Wettons. Looks like Alan Wetton, in fact.
Well, we'll see this again. The New Zealanders in full flight here. Mary Mexted going through, then Wayne Smith nearly getting through. The ball just popping loose. Springboks in all sorts of trouble. Garth Wright to Johan Hiernes. Now watch the chase on for Naasbotha. He gets his kick in, and then very late by Alan Wetton.
And that was the cause of the injury to Alan Wetton.
And of course, Alan Wetton going down in that injury. Then the penalty was given by the referee, and then the argument came.
And the most exciting situation, still anybody's game, and that desperation tackle there by Alan Wetton to try and stop Naasbotha from getting his kick in, and Alan Wetton getting injured in the meantime, and Naasbotha has decided to go for posts, a very long attempt at penalty. So it just shows you what indiscretions can do on the field of play. When Craig Green was penalised for that offside, then there was a little bit of argument from the New Zealanders. It was advanced 10 metres, then advanced a further 10 metres, and that meant the penalty is in a position from where Naasbotha can have an attempt at goal. That's big Alan Wetton, who's had a tremendous game this afternoon, particularly in the back of the lineouts. And Naasbotha from about 4 metres inside his own half of the field. You'll have a good view from here. 15-10 the Springboks lead at the moment. Big crowd, very quiet. And will it curl in? Wait for it. No. Past the right-hand post, and it remains 15 points to 10 after 22 minutes of the second half. And the only try of the match to the New Zealanders so far, scored by Andy Donald. We had 2 penalties by Robbie Deans as well for them, and for the Springboks are dropped by Michael du Plessis, and those 4 penalties by Naasbotha. Wayne Smith, who's had a good game this afternoon. Nice hanging ball under his Louis Moorman. And the Springboks get it. Val Bartman going in to help. Garth Wright, Naasbotha, Michael du Plessis, Jannie Brett is there, and good work by Mike Clamp there, coming in to grab the ball. They can't get him down. He's a powerful chap, Mike Clamp. Francis Erasmus going in to try and help. Jock Hobbs is number 7. Gary Wetton, number 5. Hicka Reid always in the thick of it. And if the whistle goes, it'll be the side going forward that gets the ball, because it's... Yep, it was not a ruck, it was a maul, the ball being not on the ground. You can read the last man up. And this scrum about midway between the New Zealanders 22 and the halfway line. The referee insisting on the hips being lower than the shoulders. No heels against the head so far that we've noticed. And that's a good kick ahead. Awkward for Hiernes outside his 22. And Robbie Deans, the same situation. And he didn't hit it as he would like. Naasbotha is there. And is he going to run it? He's got Gerber. He's got Reinach. He's got Reinach outside him. A good reverse to Reinach. But the New Zealand cover defence is there. And second phase to them. Wayne Smith with it. Jock Hobbs in the line. Hobbs going back to pick up the rest of his forwards. That's over on the far side. Craig Green, a very heavy tackle on him. And we're going to have play held up for a very heavy tackle indeed there on Craig Green. He went down like a light there.
Well, certainly a lot of open football there. First of all, Naasbotha trying to get Jocko Reinach away, and then the New Zealanders coming away with the ball, but they just seem to lack that bit of pace. We may just see that situation again where Craig Green was there and very heavily tackled. Now we see it again. Wayne Smith running on the side of the field, trying to get it open. Then Jock Hobbs. Watch a nice little dart in and out by Wayne Smith, just straightened up Val Bartman. Then a nicely timed pass by him, almost an interception, and then Craig Green very heavily tackled by Dooley Schmidt, and Victor Simpson pushed into touch.
And the New Zealanders' doctor, Laurie Knight, on the field to attend to Craig Green, and one hopes that that won't be so serious that Craig Green can't continue. We had the most unusual sight of two players being sent to the cooler earlier on in this match, Pet Small and Gary Knight. There's Jock Hobbs. It looks as though Craig Green's all right again. Six-man line-out. Steve McDowell in the front, grabbing it for the New Zealanders, helped by Andy Hayden. Mexted with it. Still controlling that. Andrew Donald, Warwick Taylor, Mike Clapp in the line. Jock Hobbs helping him, trying to get it, but Michael du Plessis going in as well. Andrew Donald, Wayne Smith, inside to Warwick Taylor. Well tackled there. Springbok cover defense, Gert Small and Bartman in the thick of it. Referee very quick to decide that that ball was buried. It was a pile-up, as they call it. 26 minutes gone in the second half. Springboks leading 15 points to 10. And it's the New Zealanders right on the attack. That's the Springbok 22-meter line. Andrew Donald shadowing Garth Knight, and a penalty given to the Springboks for Wayne Smith being in front of the last line of feet in that scrum. Long one by Naspers, but it's going over the try line, and over the dead ball it goes. Dead ball line.
There really just seems to be a lack of discipline in this New Zealand side, which is surprising. New Zealand sides are normally so incredibly disciplined, but just today their discipline has not quite been there. They've given away yard after yard, or metre after metre, should I say, in terms of arguing with the referee about penalty decisions, and there one of their outside backs caught hopelessly offside.
And up there Skalkberger to take it, but there's Gary Wetton there as well, and it's the New Zealanders getting the ball from the ruck. Warwick Taylor, Wayne Smith cutting back inside. They do that an awful lot, and second phase to them as well. Hicker Reid, what a game he's had today, and that is Wetton, Gary Wetton. Good tackle on him, but second phase again. That was Steve McDowell. Long pass to Hicker Reid, up to Victor Simpson. This could be dangerous. Victor Simpson looking for support, and he's got it. Robbie Dean's right up there from the fullback position. They're on the Springbok 22-meter line, just in from the far side. Second phase again, and out it Robbie Deans to Wayne Smith. He got a man over, I think, but he played it back inside, and there's the rolling kick for the wing. Carl du Plessis chasing it, Mike Clamp chasing it. Carl du Plessis tackled by Mike Clamp, and Warwick Taylor is there as well. Donnie Gerber managed to get it back to Jannie Breert, and Jannie Breert to the rescue. And Paul bounced in the field of the play and scudded out. There's Jannie Breert, who's had a very good game in cover defence today.
Well, I think Carl du Plessis was lucky not to be penalised there. He was held in the tackle, went down on his knees, and then got up again in the tackle. So quite lucky not to be penalised by Carl du Plessis there. But again, the New Zealanders get so much ball. They're getting the ball from second phase very well indeed. And here we might see that movement again. There it is, Carl du Plessis. Now watch, he's firmly held in the tackle. There, he should have released the ball. Should have been a penalty, I think, Chick.
Yes, indeed, and Gerber also in trouble. Similar situation. And back into Jannie Breert.
Good play by the big number 8 to get him. He's hurt himself in this situation. But again, the New Zealanders getting that face. Wonderful, wonderful control by their forwards, and the backs just seem to lack that extra pace, that extra penetration to be able to finish it off. Michael du Plessis also got a bit of a smack during the course of those movements.
Springboks lining quite deep, as you can see. That's the halfway line. And the referee wanting that half-metre gap between the two lines. And the 1 metre between each player in the line. Deep next head. Good tap back there. Jannie Breert was there. Hobbs with it. And this is a penalty for
coming in on the wrong side of the ruck.
And Jock Hobbs has also had a fine game, number 7 there. Captained the side well. He's kept the forwards together. And Robbie Deans is going to have a long shot at goal from 5 metres inside his own half of the field. Bobby Deans, who before this game was the highest scorer with 63 points on the tour. And today, of course, he has scored 2 penalties, so 69 points he scored on the tour. Very important kick this, because it will put them within a couple of points of the Springboks. 15-10 it is. Springboks leading. And wait for it. And it hits the crossbar. That's unbelievable. And Gerber with it, Nas Botha. And a long kick by Nas Botha. Victor Simpson waiting for it. Hasn't found touch. That's Vic Simpson. He's got Mexted with him. Keeping it in play. Garth Wright chasing for it. Still in play. Gert Small. And Hughes waiting for it. And the New Zealand chaps all up there. Hicker Reid with it. They've got the whole line there. And they'll want second phase. They're going to get it. I think it's good work by the forwards. Wetton, Alan Wetton. Nas Botha trying to stop the rot with a tackle. And here it is, back again. Wayne Smith, this could be a try. If he'd let it out, he had a double overlap there. And will they get it again from this ruck? And a penalty to the Springboks this time. Well, that was as close can be.
Well, that was again good play by the New Zealanders, and Wayne Smith just choosing the wrong option, going on the wrong side. If he'd come to this out grandstand side of the field, I think he would have had about a 5-2 situation. Hicker Reid in the thick of things, wonderful running by him. Alan Wetton, who's had a very, very good game, he was up there and then at the vital stages. But remember, good defence by the Springboks.
Nas Botha trying to settle things down now. He'll want to get as far away from his own try line as possible. And that was at one time when one could be certain he wouldn't miss touch. Put the Springboks back into their opponent's half of the field.
Jaco Reinach, I think it is, who's just down for a bit of waiting for the first aid people there.
But I think it is amazing, Hugh, how much ball from the rucks the New Zealanders have had, how much really good second phase. And there, as you say, Wayne Smith, even if he had not decided to go himself, having chosen possibly the wrong option, I think he might have had an overlap on the other side too. Because the Springbok defence really at 6s and 7s.
They were at 6s and 7s, and for the first time Alan Wetton really went barging through their defences, and Jaco Reinach, I think, has pulled a hamstring muscle. I saw him holding the back of his thigh, and I think Helgard Miller is going to get his first test cap.
And that was Dr. Augie Cohen, the Springbok doctor, who went on, and being a doctor, he could tell the referee immediately that Jaco Reinach was not fit enough to continue. And here, for the first time, is a test cap for that delightful young Free Stater, Helgard Miller, a chap who played cricket for South Africans, for Free State schools, and rugby for them as well. Grey College he was at, and he will be delighted to get a chance. And from the line out, the referee, I think, said not straight.
No, I think it's going to be a penalty kick. Murray Mexted pushing Jannie Beert in the back there. Well, it was quite interesting. Mexted actually went, sort of mucked really, to go around Jannie Beert at the back of the line out. And then we see it. You see Mexted coming back. Jannie Beert just stood, and there's the shove. Jannie, hands in the air, appealing to the referee, and the referee had seen it.
And here's a chance for Nas Botha. He's about 6 metres inside the New Zealanders' half of the field. 15 metres in from the far touch. We'll have a good view of this. 15 points to 10. Can he make it 18-10? And it looks pretty good. Wait for it. Yeah. So that is Nas Botha's 5th penalty goal. And that score made up by 5 penalties and a drop for the South Africans, and 2 penalties and a try for the New Zealanders. 18 points to 10.
Well, again, I think, Chick, we saw the undisciplined play of the New Zealanders. Murray Mexted, not like him to do a thing like that right in front of the referee.
And here's the ruck. Will the New Zealanders win it again? I think the referee says there was not forward. I'm sure the Springboks would love to score a try to be able to convince everybody they deserve to win this test match, because so far the only try of the game has been scored by Andrew Donald for the New Zealanders.
Gary Wetton seemed to get a bit of a knock as he picked up that ball. I'm not quite sure whether he actually bumped himself or whether it was one of his defenders.
Aspoort has taken his total points in Test rugby up to 240 in 21 games, so it's a pretty good average. No heels against the head as the scrum collapses. Steve McDowell on the far side, Hickley Reid and Gary Knight. Left of the picture there. That's right, Franz Erasmus, Willie Schmidt in the middle, and Chad Creer. Midway between the Springbok 22 and the halfway line. Aspoort on the blind side, and over Robbie Deans' head. It's not going to go over the... Oh yes, Robbie Deans cleverly waiting for it to roll over the try. Well, Bartman that was coming up very quickly. Left for play 4 minutes of ordinary time. 18 points to 10. A lead of 8 points, which means the New Zealanders would have to score twice if they're going to either draw or win this match. Referee, I think, deciding the ball had not crossed the line. It's a trick that Wayne Smith's done quite often. He kicks it across the line just and then flicks it back through his feet.
But again, Chick, I think surprising that he would do that. The Springboks were right on the spot, 2 players to 1, yet he still tried to do it.
Here could be a drop goal attempt. No, reverse play. Michael du Plessis, that is Karel du Plessis. Kunis looking for support, and he's got it. Val Bartman, and to pick it up is Gary Wetton. Look at that. New Zealand is going forward, and second phase to him. Hickley Reid runs into Val Bartman. Up there to Warwick Taylor and Craig Green. Craig Green trying to pick up Victor Simpson. Referee waiting for advantage. And he's decided no advantage from that knock forward, and then a scrum. It'll be a Springbok ball. 3 minutes to go in this match of ordinary time. 18 points to 10, the Springboks leading.
Well, Jonas lost a boot in that movement, and it was Steve Straydon, the touch judge, who brought it back. I don't know whether Johan was going to actually play with one boot off, but obviously he'd lost the boot in that movement.
Like the hippie who lost the boot.
I saw an American football goal kicker at Rice University in Houston once kicking barefooted, but I've never seen a fellow with one shoe on, one shoe off.
Play going on again, and Garth Wright to Donnie Gerber, and Donnie Gerber not very happy with that kick at all. A fine touch, but it didn't go where he wanted it in any way. Springboks realizing that the time is running out for the New Zealanders. They have an 8-point lead, 2 minutes of ordinary time to go. And it is the New Zealanders to throw in. Steve McDowell coming in to staying out. So it's a 6-man line. Going to get tapped back there by Wetton. And referee waiting for advantage again. Victor Simpson with it. Yes, it is advantage. And Willie Schmidt shadowing Victor Simpson into the hands of Karel du Plessis. Will he run it? And he's now Helgard Muller, the first time he's touched the ball in this game. And that's out to Jacko Reinach, to Donnie Gerber. Donnie Gerber over the 22-meter line, but the cover defence was there.
Well, that's lovely to see the Springboks opening it up. Karel du Plessis really has got such superb timing. You very, very rarely see him bumped into touch. You very rarely see him die with the ball. And there again, he just showed his worth coming onto the open side. Perfect timing of the pass.
And that could be the last line out of the game. And a good tap back. Edward Donald. Like it goes. They're keeping it alive. Robbie Deans with it now. And Mike Clamp tackled by Karel du Plessis. Will get second phase. Once again, back to Warwick Taylor. Warwick Taylor looking for support. Good pass by Robbie Deans out to Victor Simpson. But du Plessis tackles him, Michal. And referee waiting for advantage. Here's advantage. Val Bartman with it. Tried to get his pass away. Referee plays play on. Helgard Muller. Into the gap. Garth Wright was going to score. Garth Wright! And Garth Wright has scored his first try in the test match. And good refereeing. The referee said play on. He said there was an advantage. They waited for the advantage. And Garth Wright went over for a beautiful try.
Well, you can see just how delighted Garth Wright is. Very good lead-up play. And as Chick said, good refereeing by the referee there. Here we see it again. Val Bartman in possession. Now watch for the new man on the field, Helgard Muller. as he comes. Almost a high tackle by Gary Knight. Then the second phase came. Gary Knight, Uli Schmidt got it out for them very well. He stuck away Helgard Miller. Lovely little tap by him. Then a good, watch how quick Garth Wright is. He's very quick. Actually beat Carl Duplessis in a celebrity road race the other day. Great try by Garth Wright.
Converted by Naas Botha. So the Springboks go into a lead of 24 points to 10. And very good refereeing. Q, I think that would have been a penalty for a high tackle if the referee had not seen the advantage, a clear advantage occurring, and he let play go on. Good work by Helgard Miller, as you said, and Garth Wright must be the happiest young 22-year-old guy in South Africa right now.
Yes, in fact, there have been appeals by the players, Springbok players, on 2 occasions for transgression of the laws. First of all, there was a knock-on, then there was a possible penalty, but the referee let it go.
And we're in injury time at the moment, 41 minutes gone on the stopwatch, and the last gasp chance for New Zealanders to see if they can't get. And there is no side. That is the final whistle, and the Springboks have won this game by 24 points to 10 after they were behind 6 points to 10 at half-time. The scoring went roughly like this. We had a penalty apiece to make it 3-3, then another penalty by Robbie Deans to make it 6 points to 3. Then the Springbok defence all at sea, with Andy Donald getting a quick ball and going over on the open side to make it 10 points to 3. Penalty by Naas Botha before half-time, 10 points to 6. Then in the second half, all the scoring by the Springboks, 3 penalties by Naas Botha, a drop goal by Michael Duplessis, and then that try a moment ago by Garth Wright, converted by Naas Botha. So it's a goal, 5 penalties and a drop to the Springboks, and to New Zealanders 2 penalties and a try, and 3-1 the series to the New Zealanders. Hugh Blade.
Well, I think 3-1 is a good enough beating, and the Springboks have done very well. They take their chances so well. That little try by Garth Wright was a wonderful try, and we may see that again if we can see that try by Garth Wright a little bit later on. But really, a lot of indiscipline. Well, Naas Botha deserves the champagne. There's a magnum for him. And in true Grand Prix style, all over the camera. But I think really South Africa took their chances. The New Zealanders didn't. The New Zealanders will be unhappy with the referee today. I saw a couple of them going after the game and really remonstrating with him, and they were unhappy. Here we'll see that try again. See the referee Val Bartman there with the ball. He ran into the situation there. That's definitely a high tackle. The referee throws his hands in the air saying play on. You can see him there quite clearly. Garth Wright to Helgard Miller. A chip by the Free State centre. Nicely placed. And watch the speed of this little scrum half. Brilliant.
So a try each, and certainly one must hand it to the New Zealanders in that they had the better of the rucks, but as Hugh Bladen was saying, they lacked that little bit of discipline, and the Springboks came back well from being down 10 points to 3 at one stage, and then they came back from 10-3, 10-6 at half-time it was, and the final analysis, the Springboks have won this game by 1 goal, 5 penalties and a drop, to 2 penalties and a try, and they have won the series by 3 matches to 1. And thank you finally again to these tremendous New Zealanders for having come to play against us